It's a Business Pants Friday show here at March 20th Studios, featuring analyst hole Matt Moscardi. Yeah, wow.
They would not call me an analyst hole on stage at CII.
I didn't? Well, we don't use that.
They wouldn't.
Right, we don't use that terminology in Proxy Countdown. That's a Business Pants thing.
I know, it's a Business Pants thing. Yeah.
On today's weekly wrap-up, return of the college dropout CEOs. I mean,
return. Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Still there.
EV oopsie war sticker shock. I don't know what that means. We'll find out later. And fake populist airline CEOs. Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
I like all those stories.
No, you don't.
No. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections and performance for free. I still don't like the copy of that sponsorship read because it makes it seem like there are other platforms that measure board power connections and performance. Are there?
Well, it says the only platform. In the copy, it says the only.
But it should say the only platform measuring board power connections and performance, period. And then it should say, and it's all free.
Oh. All right, well, edit it. It's only been
good.
2 years you've been reading the same copy because they're our
I didn't
sponsor.
write the copy. It's not my responsibility.
Anything
Anything to say? Do you want to plug Proxy Countdown? Do you care? You want to move on?
No, we were at CII, Council of Institutional Investors, their spring 2026 conference in Washington D.C. We did a live show, but the live show was Proxy Countdown, the other podcast.
Yeah.
So you go
Once
download
again,
it, you can hear the show. It was released this morning.
Once again, I am reminded how stupid we are for splitting our already non-existent audience. We make sure we have multiple shows.
Yeah,
that people may or may not know about.
Look, there's a good reason because on Proxy Countdown was invited
Those are our
to the
serious
conference.
fans.
Business Pants would never get invited anywhere for any reason.
No, that's true.
So,
And we can explain that by just doing the show. We can prove that
we
by
can
just doing
prove
the
that
show.
right now
let's
by
go.
doing
Come
the
on.
show.
Play me in.
Yeah, all right, let's go. Here we go. Doesn't that make you feel American?
No.
Makes you feel American.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I'm a pacifist. I don't feel very American these days. Let's start. No particular order as usual. The first one I'm calling the dangers of not pouring water over your college dropout campfire.
Oh, wait, is this the drunk campfire or the campfire you started because you weren't in college and it's in your backyard and
All I'm trying to say is, when you're trying to kill a roach, make sure that it's not moving after you, quote unquote, kill it.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
That feels like a different analogy than the campfire one.
Remarkably, we have two former CEO roaches appearing in our news headlines this week. Let's start with Travis Kalanick. He is back. He sees the headline is he sees benefits of being in stealth mode for 8 years. Yeah, I mean, of course, because if you don't hide your horrible people are gonna get angry because you're distasteful.
Yeah, no one likes you, so there is a benefit to hiding for 8 years.
Right, because at a public corporation, you were a disaster. Now, I just want to remind people that he is a college dropout, but he was in a fraternity, so I don't know, that's cool, UCLA, but he dropped out. Okay, I gotta spend some time on his new company. It's called Atoms Foods.
Atoms, yeah, ATOMS, yeah, Atoms.
It's some thing that, again, another thing that we didn't ask for.
I like though that it is a pun on Adam, like the first man, like it's like from the broiest bro. Like I like
don't
that.
know. All right, because it's private, because he's been operating in stealth mode. It's really hard to find who are the people running this company, but I have confirmation on 4 names, including Travis Kalanick. Listen to the 3 other names I unearthed, and listen to the stories I found on them pretty quickly. These are the horrible people that he's aligning himself, so I'm glad it's in stealth mode. First of all, they're all 3 from Uber. They're all former Uber bros, of course, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
obviously.
From the toxic hellhole of sexual harassment, breaking laws and regulations. He just got the 3 more guys from Uber. So I'm
These
gonna
were the
just go-
ones who probably were the sex offenders there, right? Like the sexual harassers or whatever.
I mean, no doubt. Let's start with the CTO, Brian Atwell. What I found about him is that he was the CTO at Cloud Kitchens, which I think he still is. Maybe it's a partnership with Adams. But he said recently that he might add an IQ test for job applicants.
Well,
I just
okay.
thought that was very tech bro-y, right?
That is very tech bro-y. But it would be even more tech bro if he said he rejects everyone who comes from an elite college and
Yes,
he's
and
gonna
an
give them
IQ test.
An IQ
It's
test.
just
Yeah.
dopey. All right, let's move. But he's the least concerning one. Let's move on to Eric Mayhofer. Eric Mayhofer. Business Insider did a report on Uber in 2018, where it was CEO Dara and head of self-driving unit Eric Mayhofer. They were questioned by employees. One employee said that Business Insider called the department he ran called the culture toxic, and referred to missed warning signs, vast dysfunction, and rampant infighting. Is there any truth to this? Eric Mayhofer then launched into a story about his kids to defend his toxic department. He said he told the Uber employees that he knew culture was great under his leadership because his teenage kids wanted to visit the Uber campus while everyone was away over Thanksgiving break. That's how he knew
That was his defense.
it
of
was a
his-
great culture because
because
I
when
mean,
the
this
people
guy-
weren't there, the kids wanted to visit. I don't understand that at all.
and then there was a poll
I'm very
afterwards.
confused.
Yeah, where Uber employees were asked whether they should get rid of Eric Mayhofer, and it was like 141 to 28 saying get rid of him.
Wow.
And then he said,
manager.
and then in 2019, he said he was talking about driverless cars, and he complained that we've seen people bully these cars. He was complaining that people were bullying his
Oh, I think I remember
driverless
this.
cars. So
we
there-
covered it then.
Yeah. So there's that dope. We did. We covered it then. And then how about this guy, strategic partner Anthony Lewandowski? Anthony was charged by the Department of Justice for the alleged theft of trade secrets from Google's self-driving unit Waymo. Judge William Alsup sentenced him to 18 months in prison, saying, quote, "This is the biggest trade secret crime I have ever seen."
Wow.
End quote. And of course, President Trump granted him a full pardon.
Yay!
So there you go. Okay, moving on to our next story of the return of the college dropout fraudsters. Here's a headline: Pardoned for fraud, a CEO mounts his comeback. We can trust you now. They're talking about Trevor Milton. He is back. Another college dropout. He dropped out of Utah Valley University. Let's not forget that President Trump pardoned him in 2025. Now he is running. He's now off cars.
Yeah.
Now he's on airplanes. And you sent me a quote where he said he has unveiled plans for a new small jet that this is a college dropout, that he says will have the highest speed and range, of course, because that's what middle school boys, they're always, right?
It's literally like when you were building your model planes, you always wanted the one that was the fastest. and the shootiest.
and the largest bathroom.
Which I love that. I love that.
Why would anyone
that's the
invest
innovation.
in this? Yeah.
The innovation is you've been taking a dump on a plane in such a cramped bathroom. Now, mind you, these are like tiny planes. These are like short range planes.
They're called the light jet category, it's called.
And it's like, is the biggest problem for like the 40-minute trip on your short range plane the size of the bathroom?
It is to Trevor Milton, the college dropout,
Apparently.
and guy was pardoned by
The
Trump for
fastest-
committing
let's-
fraud.
Let's say it again. It is the highest speed, the fastest,
Fastest.
the longest, and the
Longest range.
biggest bathroom.
It's also good. He says the first light jet to focus on AI flight.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's what I
great too,
want.
right?
That's what I
AI
want.
flight.
Yeah.
That's the first story of the week. Return of
That's
the
only
college
one.
dropout
That's only
fraudsters.
one. That's
Yeah.
one story. Yeah.
Second story of the week. I think you're covering this. I might go quick on this one, or do you want me to cover it now, or do you want to cover this more in your section?
You know what? I'm covering what we just covered anyway. Just let's cover it all now, and I'll go quick.
Delta CEO slams Washington over unpaid TSA agent, says frontline workers are being used as political chips. And then the other article, top airline CEOs plead with Congress to restore DHS funding and pay airport workers. The quote, once again, air travel is the political football. See what's so political chips, political football. Which do you prefer? You prefer
good
chips or
question.
football?
Well, chips can be delicious. I know they mean poker chips, but like I'm thinking
I was
potato
thinking
chips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that. But
I like potato chips better. So I'm going to go with chips
me too.
over football any
I
day.
love potato chips.
But let's come back to the data because I have more data than you.
Okay, that's the second story of the week. This fake populism of these airline CEOs
It is really
who
refreshing.
make everyone miserable through they cram people in planes. They have massive delays. Airline travel is the absolute worst. They make everyone miserable, but they're the fake populist CEOs. They want to.
I love that they're
Americans.
looking out for those TSA workers while they charge you like $30
record profits, record revenues
to have like a tray table at your seat now. It's so dumb.
Third story of the week, and this one I credit Amanda Garut. She is from Fortune. She's the West Coast editor. She covers a lot of compensation stories. I actually tagged 2 of her stories this week, so I wanted to credit her. This is great reporting. The story is that boards protected CEO. This is the headline: Boards protected CEO bonuses as tariffs threaten business. Now, as Iran disrupts trade, CEOs may get more protection. So, essentially, in a nutshell, she's covering the analysis from the Compensation Advisory Partners. I don't know who they are, and she's basically saying that she uses Apple as an example. The new targets for CEO Tim Cook included sales and operating profit that did not require Tim Cook to expand the business. The board set goals at the same level or below the prior year's results, citing trade policy and an uncertain macroeconomic outlook, thereby assuring that
he gets a giant bonus.
Gets a raise, and he gets his bonus. And then they talked about HP. The board explicitly excluded tariff costs from both annual and long-term incentive calculations, which helped CEO Enrique Lores earn roughly 2/3 of his target bonus. Some of the data in this story include that the fact that the pay for CEOs went up 8% last year, and despite the fact the companies with the weakest payouts due to underperformance still collected 87% of their target bonuses, which is actually up from last year at 77%. So no matter what, this is something we complain about all the time. No matter what happens, the compensation committees, they insulate these CEOs from everything in the world. They ensure that their salary, that their total pay goes up, and we actually see more and more shareholders voting against say on pay. They're kind of catching on to some of this nonsense, and yet absolutely refuse to target the directors and compensation committees
who set the fucking pay.
Yes, that write these horrible pay plans. So Amanda Guru, I'm really glad that she phrased it this way. That the boards are protecting CEO bonuses.
The boards is the interesting.
Yes, because it's not enough to vote no on say on pay, people. It's not enough. Target the directors. Anyway, I like that. That was good. That was my third story there. I like that reporting.
Not only do I like that, but like you've been reporting on that. Yeah, I mean, actually reporting on that because you read the filings for 2 years on the Proxy Countdown about how if a CEO is in the bottom quartile for performance. The bottom quartile. That's the worst in case we're doing the quartile.
That means you
math.
Suck at your job. Yes.
That means you are the worst.
Yes.
If you are in the bottom quartile, you still get 75% of your target bonus, right? Like you report on that constantly.
You can't screw up.
And you've been calling it like you've been talking about these cases where like at BlackRock, there's a 33% no on pay, but the average of the pay committee was 98% yes. At Goldman Sachs, 34% no on pay, average 96% yes. At CVS Health, 41% no on pay, 97% average on the people who set the pay.
Yeah.
Thermo Fisher Scientific, 65% said no to the pay
Wow,
package.
that's so high.
96% said yes to the directors who set
Yeah.
the pay package.
That'll teach them. That'll show them. Non-binding
It's
vote.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been reporting on this for 2 years. I'm glad that somebody else is reporting on it.
Well,
for
this is
real.
what I also hate about the very non-shareholder friendly, shareholder unfriendly proxy statements, because what they usually don't do is show you a year-over-year look at the bonus targets. You actually have to dig into last year's proxy to see that it's easier to achieve your sales bonus or whatever. And this is why I'm highly skeptical at all the companies out there who are now showing off that they're using AI to scrape proxy data, because it doesn't start to catch the nuance of really what's happening.
No,
It just doesn't do it.
First of all, the pay is so
difficult to
incredibly
capture that, especially.
different. It's incredibly difficult to capture. I don't buy it.
Sometimes it's like 15 pages, right? I mean, how is AI going to capture that? It's just not.
I
It's
mean,
simply
AI
not.
can't read the note my kid wrote and get it right.
Is it reading your kids' notes?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And finally, the fourth story of the week, just a throwback, just like a funny haha one for me, really. This headline: Meta is killing off the metaverse. Yeah, they're done.
Oh.
It get a load of this. It lost $80 billion. Now,
Oh.
to throw it back to the TSA agents who seem very important, the entire TSA, all the agents that work security at the airports, in a month they get paid $300 million, I think. And Mark Zuckerberg lost $80 billion on this stupid metaverse experiment. So I gotta say once again, congratulations to dual class founder CEO chairs. You win everything. You can suck so bad. You're winners. I mean, you're winners, right?
I mean, it's
$80 billion
like,
lost. Yeah.
They've been stealing your data for as long as they've existed. Zuckerberg actually has invented nothing, right? Like, even like by all accounts, Facebook was a lift from somebody
Didn't he
else.
invent like stealing another like cool company and
He's
making
the
it
perfect
better?
tech
He's like
bro.
the first one that really
He's
did
the
that.
first. He's the perfect. Elon Musk didn't start Tesla. He didn't invent the car. He invested and then bought the company, and he called himself
a
founder. Right?
Yeah.
Like Zuckerberg basically lifted the idea for Facebook and did it, and then bought Instagram, bought WhatsApp. He bought the VR goggles.
Got rid of his
from
co-founders.
Palmer Luckey. The thing he invented was the metaverse. Like, he
And
spent $80 billion
that's the one thing he
on the
invented,
one
yeah.
thing that didn't work at the company.
So excited that he changed the name to Meta Platforms. Now, here's a side note. We haven't talked about them in a while. The Oversight Board, right? Facebook's
Oh,
Oversight
they still
Board.
exist? Are they
spent
overseeing
like
stuff?
I got triggered this morning because they had like when you open the Oversight Board page now, it's like this big picture like celebrating themselves. And they have a new report. We've been in action for 5 years, and we're saving the world, and we're saving you.
I could tell you, I just opened it because marking 5 years of
It's a weird
impact.
picture too. Can you explain the picture? It's a bunch of people
Okay.
staring up at the sky. What
It
are they
is
doing?
a bunch of people holding their phones up,
What are they doing?
staring up at something,
At
taking
what? Like
pictures of it.
An AI launched nuclear bomb that's going to
I
end them?
assume it's the metaverse. I assume they're taking a picture
That's
of the
raining down on
metaverse.
their faces. It's going to melt their faces.
I don't know what it is.
Oh man,
What do
I
they
spent
do?
so much time. I spent so much time this morning trying to figure out the governance of this board. Like it's okay. You know who's on the board. You know roughly that Mark Zuckerberg is putting roughly $30 to $60 million into the board, but you just can't figure out who the staff is, how much the directors are paid. You don't know anything. It's filed in Delaware as a private limited liability company. So you just can't find any information about it. But what I did finally find, which I wanted to point out before you vote on the story of the week, is they had an oversight board implementation assessment, and they they really rigged this to make it seem like good things were happening.
This is why it's in the CEO pay zone. This should be in the CEO pay thing. They're rigging
And
the outcome.
they use like a lot of green and yellow and red, and the green I guess was supposed to be fake good, and so they had 337 recommendations that they've recorded since their start. The only win here is it's called implementation demonstrated through published information. Okay, that's a win.
Just translate that. What that
yeah.
actually means, because the board.
Go ahead.
The board, like, people complain about something Facebook does, or there's some big problem on Facebook or Instagram or all these platforms. The board reviews that complaint. It takes them generally 8 months to a year to review the complaint. It could be one
These are not
post.
binding. These are not binding recommendations.
Not binding. The board is made of 21 people. Actually, this is the only place you'll see as many people of color and women.
People of color,
It's just, and they're all professors and they're, they stack in conservatives and they stack in liberal, and they try to do like, the equality thing. Zuckerberg put the board together. They spend 8 months to a year considering and fine tuning, and then they put out a recommendation to Facebook. It's a voluntary recommendation. They put out to Facebook, to Zuckerberg, just to his face, and say, we think you need to tweak a policy, or we think you need to revisit this issue. So when you say implementation demonstrated through published information, what that means is Meta, Zuckerberg, read what they said, implemented it,
and proved it.
And actually proved it through publishing something, right?
Yeah, because here's some of the other choices. Partial implementation which is not a win.
That's
Progress reported,
what is
not
that?
a
That's
win,
nothing.
definitely.
That's nothing.
I like this one. Meta reported implementation or described as work Meta already does, but did not publish information to demonstrate implementation. And then it gets worse from there. Recommendation declined after feasibility assessment. Recommendation declined. Recommendation omitted or reframed, and then awaiting first response. I don't know if you looked at my numbers. Do you want to guess how the percentage of actual wins? 337 recommendations. They actually implemented it and they proved it. What percentage?
They proved it.
Yes.
I out of 300, I don't know, 80.
A little lower. 62. That's 18%. This is what they're so proud of. But
20% feels right.
But they make it seem like that progress reported as a win. They make it seem like that it's been partly implemented but not proof as a win. Like, they're just full of shit. It's all full of shit. 18%.
You get so triggered by them. If you do,
I know.
If you are listening to this and you do want to like have some sort of triggering event, you can go to the oversight board, their website. You can read what they have suggested. And you can see how stupid it is that it literally takes a year to decide things like, should a post from 2021 have been published?
Yeah, like there was one recently. It was like racist emojis, right? And it took like 8 months for them to say like, we shouldn't be doing racist emojis. But that doesn't mean that Meta agrees. But yeah. Exactly. Now,
some of them, it looks like they are getting a little faster with some of them. That's good. That's good news.
I will never believe anything that Zuck's board of directors does for Meta platforms, but I maybe would give him some credit if he at least put the chair of the oversight board on the Meta board itself. Like, why are none of these people on the Meta board? I don't understand. But that's a whole nother question. All right, let's move on. You vote for story of the week. Go ahead.
The story of the week is the board's protecting CEOs. That's what it is.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
It's a pure look. We're in the middle of like a war and a gas crunch and like all these stupid policies. We knew the tariffs were horrible, and we have the ongoing story is that there is a protected class that is 90% male and 80% white, and they are insulated by a group of people who they hand select to be their board.
I mean,
in ways that
yeah,
we repeatedly as a community have no interest in, because
with an investor class that looks the other way and just says yes to everybody.
I don't understand why people
Yeah.
are so disinterested in like boards and who runs companies and how it's run. And when you see this, when you go to the gas pump and it costs you $5 a gallon and you freak out and you're like,
Yeah.
why is this the case? What you should be wondering is how are the people who make the decisions insulated from everything I have to deal with
That's
as
an
a
interesting
regular human?
it's an interesting point you raise. I'm glad you're relating it to the gas pumps because why is there not why are the consumers of gas not a protected class that in times of war we're going to hold prices down because it's not your fault. Like you didn't ask for this war. Congress didn't approve this war. We're going to protect the price at the pump and we'll let Trump act like a warmonger and whatever. The you're right. The only people being protected are the people who don't need protection,
I
essentially.
mean, it's what should shock people is up until the war, gas was like way down. EVs were taking off. Gas was down.
You mean before
like
Trump? Because EVs were happening
before
before
Trump, pre-Trump,
Yeah.
right? Gas prices were down, EVs taking off, all that kind of stuff. And yet the CEOs of gas companies, they don't make like less money, right? Like they keep making more money. And how is that even possible? And gas prices spike, they make even more money. It's like tariffs, they make even more money.
Yeah,
Somehow
right.
you make less money, you pay more, they never get less.
Well, how about
It never goes badly for a CEO.
the one that really gets me is now really coming into focus. The short-sighted automobile CEOs and boards who just because the political winds changed and we don't look, anyone who pays attention to politics or history in America knows that as insipid and frightful and overwhelming the MAGA generation is now, it could be gone in 5 years. It could be gone forever. And yet, automobile boards and CEOs, they abandon EVs. I can't. It's so fast. Like
Well,
they
we're
just
going to come
jump.
back to that. We're going
Okay.
to come back to that. We're going to come
And
back to that. Yeah.
and now with rising gas prices, who's especially happy today? People like me who has only an EV, and who's my wife works for a company that that has benefits for EV drivers, free
Yeah.
charging at our work. I mean, what
It's
the
fabulous.
All right, well, come on, let's move on.
You-
Let's move on. I'm getting weird.
Yeah,
I'm
so
getting
that's the
weird.
win. All right, let's. What are we on? We're on good
Good
list,
list.
right? Yeah, let's do some good stuff.
Mine are quick, thank God.
Mine are relatively quick.
But I'm sick of talking. Should I go first and then let you start talking?
I don't care. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna do both of mine.
Okay.
Judge reinstates 1,000 Voice of America employees, deems wind down illegal. That's a Doge move, right? The Doge fired them, no?
Okay, so we appear to be, because of all the now the government's trying to remove all the testimony that was for Doge investigations that is online, and all
Really?
of the judges are now ruling on what Doge did. The Doge Bros are now fully admitting they didn't reduce the federal deficit at all. Doge was all fucking gaslighting, fake cloud cover to just deregulate the 6 people that they wanted to the industries they wanted to deregulate. That's all it was.
Yeah,
So,
and of course, Elon Musk did give a lot of money to Trump, and I think it was a gift to him to like play around and deregulate what he wants and just have some fun and fire
the whole
some
thing was
bureaucrats.
it was nuts.
And my second headline, which sort of has a little bit to do, with what I was talking about EV cars. Trump's war will boost the clean energy sector he despises. I like that.
Yeah, you know what?
As much as I hate wars,
Look,
hate wars.
This is not a show you come to for like stock advice, and I'm not someone to give it. But when last year, when Trump was attacking all of clean energy, the EPA, I took like every dollar in my 401k and basically funneled it towards clean energy stocks because they were
Really?
all cheap. Like
You have a 401k, you?
Yeah, I mean, MSCI gave me $7, so I still
Yeah.
I'm just
I saw
take
you at
all
CII.
7.
You weren't even wearing a tie. I don't.
I can't afford one. I took, but I basically put it all in geothermal which
Right.
is palatable in this country. I bought solar panel
I mean, the
companies.
idea
I
of
bought,
giving up on this just because of Trump is
well, it was
nuts.
so
It's nuts.
cheap, and now we're in this war, and now it's like
nuts.
everyone's like, where can we get energy that's not oil?
Oh
And
my God.
all right,
Those
here
are my
my
two. What do you got?
here are my two. The first one, and you got to stick with this one for a second. The
Uh-oh.
headline was banning woke AI in Idaho.
Woke. First of all, I don't know. Maybe you have it in your story, but how do you even define woke here or woke AI? How does one
Okay.
define that?
So that's what's the goodliest about this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because for once, they tried to define, they didn't say woke in the bill, but they tried to define effectively what is woke about
Well,
AI.
DEI, is that what's woke?
Yes, so it's DEI. If if like it basically said
Women
talking
and black
about DEI
people.
concepts.
Wink,
yeah,
wink.
women and black people and gays.
Yeah.
But
Nudge, nudge.
this is from the actual bill
Snicker,
itself.
snicker. Giggle,
This-
giggle.
This is from the actual bill itself. And the bill, if you want to read it, just look up Idaho House Bill 687.
I
That's
think
the
I'll
bill.
pass. Yeah. go
From
ahead.
the actual bill itself, it said, quote, nothing in this is a subsection because they say effectively AI needs to be factual and not ideological. It says that in a couple of ways. And then it says nothing in this subsection shall prohibit a large language model from accurately describing DEI concepts, history, or critiques in an informational, academic, or analytical context when such information is requested by the user.
Wait.
So-
Can you translate that for me? What?
So there's two things of note here.
Yeah.
One is that they are saying any AI can talk about DEI concepts provided it's informational, academic, or analytical. And
Huh?
two,
Okay.
only when it's requested by the user. So what they're saying is woke is when somebody wants to know the truth about DEI,
You mean like a
Diversity.
student or someone walking into a library? You mean?
anybody. If they, effectively what
I
they
don't
did is
understand.
say
I don't
if
understand.
you are talking about like a person or black experience in America or whatever, you can't talk about DEI
The black experience that started with slavery.
unless such information is requested by
trace
the
it back
user.
accurately.
Like if I'm like, what do black people like? The AI can be as racist as it wants.
Right, of
But if I
course.
say, what did black people like? Please give me factual information and academic research about it. Then it will give me like the problems that black people have faced, that they're like slavery and the enslavement and the whole. They'll give me the full
Well,
picture. So effectively,
yeah.
what they said is, we want the AI to lie about diversity unless the user requests it. That's what the woke part is that it wasn't lying. That's what I love about it. I think it's
This
awesome.
is so. I gotta tell you, it's so confusing to me because these people pretend to be free speech absolutists, but they're also championing a non-human entity that's programmed by humans to tell it how to think and say. I mean, that sounds like the opposite of free speech, right? You're programming a non-sentient entity to talk to you. I
So-
mean, what the God-fearing people are okay. This whole thing is just my head is spinning. Really, this is like this is a kind of conversation that you could get high and
Yeah, I
talk
love
about
it.
for like 800 hours because it would never end. All the different strands of like weirdness of all this.
I
Never
love
end,
it.
never
I
end.
love it because what they actually admitted accidentally. But I did put in a prompt.
Go ahead.
I
ahead.
put in. I said, "Was Jesus black?" in Gemini.
It's definitely not white. There's no way.
So this would probably be outlawed. What
Yeah.
Gemini said. It said, historically, Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jew from the 1st century, not black in the modern sub-Saharan ethnic sense. He
Yeah,
was
not
most
Nubian.
likely had brown skin, dark hair, and an olive brown complexion,
course.
representing a person of color, not the white European often depicted, though his exact appearance is unknown. That's
If
what
he
Gemini
existed.
said.
Yeah, right.
That would be illegal unless I said, what is the evidence that Jesus was black? And that
I don't
then it would
understand.
be legal.
Okay.
That's
All
what I
right.
think. It would
Okay.
be basically like lie to me about Jesus is a white man for the
So
Aryan
what?
Nation of Idaho, which is
All right.
where the Aryan Nation started. Unless I ask for academic evidence and then tell me the truth. I love
Can we
it.
cut to the chase? What's good about this exactly?
The good thing is they admitted what that woke is like. Anti-woke is just lying. They just want you to lie. That's all they want. They like
this
when
is
you're
good.
woke, you're asking for the truth. And anti-woke.
I'm glad this
is-
makes you happy.
I love it. I think it's fabulous.
All right.
All right.
What else you got?
The second thing I have is this is the headline, and it's just a headline. I like it. SEC prepares proposal to eliminate quarterly reporting requirement.
I'm torn on this one.
I like it.
I'm anti short termism in the public corporation world. I think we focus way too much on the short term, but I'm also anti anything that Chair Paul Atkins thinks is appropriate. So I don't know what to think on this one.
Well, I'm going to change your mind immediately.
Go ahead.
In Europe, there is no quarterly reporting requirement.
I don't. You think I love
and-
everything that Europe does? What is
I
wrong
think
with
you
you?
do. And the UK actually
I like
made
their
it
trains.
voluntary, and companies often
All right,
do it
fine,
voluntarily.
fine.
That's what
Let's
I think.
move on.
All right,
Is
you
there
ready
a
for
winner
assholes?
here, or do we just go on? Yeah, let's do
The
assholes.
winner is
What's the winner? Voice
the
of
winner-
America.
The winner is no, the clean energy sector. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
That's the easy winner. All right,
As Trump calls them, he calls them windmills. He calls the
Yeah.
wind turbines windmills.
windmills like Don Quixote.
Like
Asshole.
the Netherlands, Dutch.
I basically have three kind of old school assholes
Go
for an
for it.
old
Go
school
for it.
time
Let's
period.
do it.
First asshole is the OG Tech Bros. You
ones
already
that I
talked about
mentioned?
this.
Trevor Milton,
Trevor
Travis
Milton.
Kalanick. Yeah.
Trevor Milton, Travis Kalanick.
Travis Milton now building a jet with a really big toilet.
Yeah, big toilet, Trevor.
Well,
And
that's a fair question, actually. Is the toilet bigger too, or just the bathroom? Because wouldn't it be great, like just a big giant toilet that could fit like 10 butts on it? Like that would be awesome, right?
that would be awkward on a
Simultaneous
plane.
airline pooping. That's a great
Awkward
yeah.
on a plane.
That's what we rely on from our college dropout tech bros is to come up with ideas that nobody needs. Yeah, go ahead.
Travis Kalanick the thing he's doing is like robot-y things. He wants
Yeah,
you to know
he's doing something where
specialized robots in production, not
that are-
like humanoid robots.
that are like cooking food so that you don't have to. It's another stage in the evolution of humans being pointless, right? Like they're gonna do everything for you. It's like an in between restaurant and home kind of service, right?
But I like that on their website,
Mm-hmm.
Travis wrote this: "At Adams, we make gainfully employed robots." All right, so
Oh, I don't
already
like
we're in
that.
a weird territory.
I don't like that.
Specialized robots with productive jobs that bring abundance to their owners.
So the owners who own these robot armies will be like they're getting paid. The robots will get paid, and then the owners will just
no.
take their pay.
Aren't you basically saying that we rich tech bros take all the money because we own the robots? Like, isn't that what
Yeah,
you're
because
saying?
they'll still publish things
like
where it
seven
says like
CEOs make the money.
so they'll still publish things and say we paid our staff like 50 million last year, but they're just pocketing the 50
But
million.
there's
'cause
just
they're
the
robots. They
staff
own
is
the
a bunch of
robots.
robots, and
Yeah.
they're gainfully employed, and they
Terrible.
took all the
Who
money.
else? Who else?
But I
else?
realized with those two in the headlines this week, these are all headlines from this week. The OG assholes we don't talk about anymore. Like, where's Adam Newman? And
Well,
it
we actually
turns
talked about Adam Newman last year, right? Didn't he come
yeah,
back?
last year. I mean,
Okay.
but
Sorry.
turns out he was in the headline this week.
Oh, really? I missed that one.
A TikTok tour of Adam Newman's flow raises old questions.
A
Adam
TikTok
Newman-
tour. Yeah.
Adam Newman started a new company called Flow a couple of years ago. He raised billions of dollars from
My God, think about that. Think about that.
That guy defrauded everyone and
Yeah.
raised billions of dollars still. The OG assholes keep their ability to raise money. He's a billionaire himself. It's bananas that he even exists. And then he finally did like a tour of what Flow does, and it's a real estate company. It's stupid WeWork again.
Yeah.
It's all
because
it is.
that's what he knows.
Are just doing like communities again.
I'm just
Like,
mad
it's
that-
unbelievable.
I'm just mad that
Flow.
the algorithm we set up for news stories missed this one. I feel mad.
How are you going to be even double mad? Because I was like, well, what about like it's not possible that like all the OG tech broy assholes are in the news this week. Martin Shkreli, remember that guy?
Yeah, he bought a Wu-Tang album or something. I don't remember.
He bought like the first pressing of one. Yeah, but
Okay,
no,
yeah.
he was a pharma bro.
He raised drug prices like 8,000 billion% or something.
Yeah, yeah, and went to jail for it.
Of course.
And he's out there this week. Here's the headline. Martin Shkreli's new computing firm is betting it can upend NVIDIA's business model.
Yeah, sure.
Know who's not out there? And I looked. No big bro comeback. No pardons for Elizabeth Holmes, probably because of the boobs.
Well,
there's
to be
not
fair,
really any other reason, right?
Sam Bankman-Fried, there's a lot of articles about how he's gone full MAGA in jail as a way to like get pardoned, but they're not biting. They're not pardoning him.
That's because he gave too much to Democrats.
His hair's too wild or something.
So that's number one. OG
All
tech
right.
bros, all of them to come back. Number two,
two.
you did mention this. The top airline CEOs plead with Congress to restore DHS funding and pay
Plead.
airport workers. Plead.
Yeah.
Um,
That'll get it done.
Here's the data. Okay, you pulled some of this. Delta, $1 billion in share buybacks announced in May 2025. Southwest,
$1 billion.
2.6 billion in 2025.
And if you're not familiar with what a buyback is, they're basically using shareholder money, their own money, just to buy back shares. That's it.
Yeah,
Just
they go to
because
the
think
market
it's
and they just buy the
underpriced.
shares.
That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, that's it.
Then
I
the
mean,
share price goes up and their CEO makes more because
Yeah, I
TSR
mean-
went up and everybody wins, right?
Yeah.
Southwest 2.6 billion, United 1.5 billion. American Airlines would be buying back shares, but they spent all their money on buybacks in 2019 and never recovered.
Yeah, I think
So
they're focusing on like their debt.
They have so much debt.
Massive debt.
Now,
Now,
debt.
and I made the point that these TSA workers will retroactively be paid once the budget gets cleared.
Yeah.
So the airlines actually could just pay them now and just get the money back.
So
that's how maddening this is to me.
Here's the math that you had done for our Tuesday show. 50,000 or so transportation security officers, $328 million per month. Times 12 months is $3.9 billion. The total buybacks of the big four in the last year is $4.2 billion. They could have literally paid every worker for 1 year in a government shutdown with the money that they burned on share buybacks. You don't get anything for the share
Right,
buyback.
but again, they're not paying that. They're going to get that money back.
And you would have gotten it back.
And
you
great press.
You could have done $300 million of share buybacks still, gotten all the money back from the government in your receipt, and been heroes instead
you're
of everyone hating you.
Instead of pleading with a Republican anti-labor Congress, which we know is not going to have any effect. I mean,
Yeah, and these are the CEOs. It's not like they're like should be deeply worried because Ed Bastian made 127 million last year. He has 151 million in shares. Bob Jordan got 10 million. He's got 15 million in shares. Scott Kirby 34 million, 97 million in shares. Bob Isom 15 million, 14 million in shares.
Yeah,
They
they themselves
literally
could handle this.
They could sell everything that they got last year for 1 year.
I don't like this.
And
I
they
don't like
could have
this.
paid for every transportation worker and gotten paid back themselves. It's bananas. You're a bunch of assholes at the airlines. And number three, and again, you mentioned this, car companies.
This kills me. These wimps, these EV wimps.
The
They're
headline I
all
saw,
suffering, right? They're all impairment charges, like for all of them.
Why $4 gasoline is the tipping point for EVs was the headline.
What
I
does that
saw.
mean?
Basically, that beyond $4 a gallon of gasoline, the math is EVs are cheaper, right? So right now, in many states, because of the war in Iran, the illegal war in Iran, whatever is happening there, the gas prices are going past a point where EVs are now significantly cheaper than gas cars.
Well, I thought it was significantly lower than that, but okay, go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
That's what they're suggesting.
The way
math
Subaru
is.
marketed my car was that the annual cost of fuel, whether it's EV or gas, was at least half. The EV was half what the gas was, and that's at a time when the gas was not $4 a gallon.
That's partially because of where you are, how much gas costs there, where you are, and
how much the car costs,
how much the
initially
electricity costs, how much the car costs, and the
and I got the
accessibility to charging.
and I got the last like month of rebate on my car. So yeah,
So you between all of those things, that made sense for you. But
right.
now that gas is just going up and no one's got EVs anymore and no one's doing it as much, now it's like, well, EVs it would have made more sense if we kept making EVs. And then I saw this headline: these 18 automakers are walking away from EV plans.
18.
18
No,
summarizes all
everyone
of
thinks that nothing's gonna change. Like that.
That's it.
I'm blown away. By this.
Honda, GM, who took a $6 billion write down. Mary Barra said they're still going to make EVs as the long term play, but they took a $6 billion write down, and
I thought Honda was
getting
smart.
out of it.
Honda knows what they're doing. What are they? They're dopes.
Honda and Toyota are the ones who came out and said we want hybrids more than EVs, right? Like Ford basically is out. They killed their electric truck, the F-150 Lightning.
Why?
They took
Why?
a $19.5 billion write down. It killed almost all their EVs.
I don't understand.
Stellantis out. Hyundai, where
They're
are
out?
EV, they stopped the Ioniq 6, which is the car we
What?
have. Yeah,
But I thought
it won every fucking award. It was
I was
a
gonna say
brilliant
critics.
car.
Basically, critics love all of their cars, all of
They're
their EV
great.
cars.
They
yeah.
killed the Kona, which is their like cheap.
I don't
like,
understand.
The
Just
Ioniq
because
6.
Trump won an election, a popular election.
VW killed the ID7,
Well,
killed the
VW is
ID
dopey,
Buzz.
so I get that one. Yeah, they're a dopey company.
And these are the headlines that are resurfacing. Back in 2009, Johan de Nysschen, who was the president of Audi of America, he made fun of the electric Chevy Volt by saying, quote, no
Supposed
one
to be
is
a great
going to
car,
pay a $15,000 premium for a car that competes with a Corolla, saying for intellectual elites who want to show what enlightened souls they are, that's who it was made for. So there are not enough idiots who will buy it. That's what he had to say in 2009. And that was in a New York Post article from before the war in Iran started that was crowing about the death of EVs, like it was all oversold to you. And now it's not. You fucking assholes.
Just like the PayPal mafia that we talked about on our show this week, Johan de Nysschen he's also a South African genius.
That seems.
I'm not trying to cast aspersion on all white South
Come
Africans.
on.
I'm not,
Come on.
but
Come on.
I'm sorry.
All right, so those are your options: OG Tech Bros, airlines, and car companies. I kept it simple this week.
I'm gonna pass on the OG Tech Bros only because I don't find it to be of the week as much as the other two stories. The airline CEOs are really triggering me because they're taking advantage of this, and they're failing. I can't believe how short-sighted they are to not realize the PR they could amass.
The car companies might be worse.
The car companies are idiots. I don't even know how to pick between these two, except that I will. These are equal in my head, but because the CEOs of the airline industries are actually like going on record, they're giving these big meaty quotes, but they'll never talk about Trump, but these big meaty, flexing our muscle quotes are coming out there. I'm gonna give it to them as like actual assholes
right,
because
good.
because the car company CEOs
stuff.
are not doing it in the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just hate them. All right,
I hate all of them. All right, let's do headlines, winners, predictions.
Yeah, we can wrap this up.
I've only got one headline, but you got two.
I have two. One of them is for you. I'll do the first one, which is for me. Only I like headlines like this. Hinge Health appoints Tyler Sloat to its board, and Chip Berg joins Lululemon board. So that's Tyler Sloat and Chip Berg. I just like that. I like Chip Berg especially. Chip Berg.
Lululemon's in the middle of a giant proxy battle with.
Yeah, this is the founder appointed.
What's his
Chip
name?
Berg. Chip Berg.
But no, that's not the founder. It's the founder's also named Chip.
He's the one who appointed Chip Berg. I think he's a part of trying to shut up the founder. Chip Berg.
Investors should be concerned that Chip Wilson appointed Chip Berg to the board. Like you couldn't
Well,
find
when
somebody
we-
with a different fucking name.
In my house, when we make fun of like the most nauseating kind of like waspy golfing, like person who, the nepo baby who owns the world, we have a name for them in our house, and their name is, no joke, Chip Chipperson. That's what we call. That's what we refer to that person. So I just love Chip Berg. I don't know. I love. Wait, the founder's name is also Chip.
Yeah, well, his name is Dennis, but he goes by Chip Wilson. That's his name.
Yeah, that's disturbing. All right,
Chip
but here's
is a good point
my
of
real
Chip.
headline of the week. This one's just for you, and I'll just read the headline: Luxury cruise descends into a diarrhea nightmare.
No, I'm out. I'm a hard out.
All right, what do you have? What's your
forget
headline of the
it. Forget it. I don't even want to touch it. My headline is Robot goes berserk in
Oh, I'm glad
California
you got this one,
restaurant,
yeah.
dragged away by staff after smashing tableware.
There's another one where we're now at the point where is it robot dogs are like guarding a data center, like the big, what are they called, the data
Probably.
centers?
Yeah, that sounds
Like, this is
something
our world
plausible.
now, yeah.
That's our world. But like this robot was a
Goes berserk.
it was a dancing robot,
Oh,
and it got like off of its center and it started smashing the table.
they couldn't
and
hire a dancer.
They couldn't actually figure out, it has no button to turn it off. So someone's
Of
like,
course.
they were holding the robot while it was still dancing. It was like smacking the staff, and somebody's trying desperately to use the app to turn it off. Because of course they didn't put a fucking button on it.
When I'm president, the first law I'm going to enact by executive order is that all robots must be plugged into the wall with one of those orange extension cords. Those
Yeah,
big
so
ones?
and it gets
So
all
if-
tangled and stuff.
Yeah, if there's a problem, just yank it out of the wall.
Yeah, win. Yeah,
Right?
I
Win.
like that.
All right.
Who won the week?
Laughing at my own dumb joke. Mine was actually yours, so I stole it. So I'll let you describe the story. It is another article. What's her name? Amanda Garut, Fortune magazine. I'll just say my winner, and then you can describe it. His name is Amit Banati at Fortune Brands. You can tell me why.
So Fortune Brands, they make like
What do they
door
make?
handles and locks and
Really, people make door
faucets.
handles? I thought they're just like a part of the world. Door handles.
Yeah, that's it. Well, somebody makes them, and the Fortune Brands does. Amit Banati was on the board for the last 5 years of Fortune Brands. He was selected as the new CEO because the only thing boards do anymore is look around the
Yeah.
room of 5 people they fucking
It's
sit
easier.
with,
It's
and they're
easier
like,
that way.
"Your turn," and
Yeah.
that guy becomes the CEO. So
Hey,
he's-
gas is expensive. They're not going to drive around looking for someone.
you know what he was before? Like while he was like on the board before he became
What?
selected as the CEO, he was the CFO at Kellogg, like the
Oh.
snack food cereal company.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of crossover between
Fruit Loops or
faucets and Fruit
Yeah.
Loops. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, as soon as he was announced as the CEO, an activist investor took a stake in the company, saying they didn't spend enough time looking for the CEO. What are they doing? And they took a big stake. Amit Banati was supposed to start as CEO in May, but he was forced out by the activist investor, the pressure from the activist investor, like this week, and he got paid $18.4 million
Unbelievable.
for 0 days of work as the CEO.
Why is the company listening to this activist investor? Why are they listening to them?
Well, the Bonatti
How much
effectively
stock do
left
they
his,
own?
in order to accept the CEO role. He left his position at Kellogg, and he had to
Right,
wait
right.
like 2 months
Oh,
before
poor
he could
baby.
start or whatever.
Yeah.
But when he left, boards typically will pay you the options you have unvested at that company, right? Like they
So
will
there's no-
make whole. They give you a make whole payment.
So to your point of a protected class of people in this country, instead of giving him like even like $500,000, which would be plenty to kind of like regroup his life, there is no risk to anything he does. He's the one who risked quitting a good job at
take
a
a
Fortune
CEO
500
position.
company to step up, get more money. It was his risk to do that. And yet he's completely
And
protected.
he was made totally whole by
Completely
they paid
protected.
him $18 million.
Yeah.
And because of the activist investor, he
Bullshit.
worked approximately 0 days. 0 days as CEO.
That's terrible.
So it's fabulous. He's definitely winning this week. What's your prediction?
My prediction is simple. President J.D. Vance.
I already hate your prediction.
preemptively pardons Trevor Milton for all future fraud misunderstandings. So whatever, he's just gonna get like a blanket, right? Because look, he's making a big toilet plane. Like this dude's gonna, he's gonna like be, how many future frauds this guy's gonna commit? This guy is a joke.
There's got 10 more at least.
He's got to be the worst, right? I mean, I know that there are more, like Travis Kalanick is like a more evil human being. But as far as like fraud goes, this is the guy who frauded out his investors by having a self-driving car, a truck on a hill, and just let gravity move it and pretending like it was operational, right?
In order to raise retail investor funds, like idiots like me and you, he was doing all these like videos and ads and sizzle reels for Nikola, the company. And he positioned his truck. Of course, it's called
Nikola, the first name of Nikola, like Nikola Tesla, right?
Yeah, Tesla, right? He positioned his truck on top of a hill, and then they filmed it such that the truck looked like it was flat, going straight, driving, but it was just rolling down the hill. They eventually admitted that it was just rolling down the hill. They defrauded investors of millions of dollars. The company basically declared bankruptcy. He stepped down. He was convicted of fraud. And that's the guy who's now wants you to fly with a bigger bathroom.
This is the meritocracy, right? The guy who dropped out from Utah Valley University. Oh, I mean, I don't even believe that Utah has a valley, frankly. But this is the meritocracy at work, the college dropout. Yeah, who do you got? What's your prediction?
My prediction is longer. We talked about this in pre-production because I was complaining. I called my...
Oh, no, this is go ahead.
This is a personal one. This is personal to me. I called the HVAC company that worked on our house. That we have, when we bought the house, there was a geothermal unit in it. I don't know if you've ever seen these units. They're awesome. I called them. It basically runs a pipe under the ground. It heats your house using the liquid, that gets heated up below the ground.
Sounds pretty woke, if I'm going to be honest.
The people who I bought it from were not woke, but we bought it. I called them because I had some questions. I wanted to maybe upgrade the system. I saw the salvage auction. Basically they pick up, says, "Hi, this is Sam from Glasgow.
Yeah,
how can I help you?" And I said, "I got a weird question for you." I talked for a good 40 seconds to a minute explaining this is architectural salvage. It's an auction. It's going for $3. It's a $2,500 unit. I'm curious what you think. Is this something you whatever, yada, yada, yada. At the end of my talking, there's this pause, like a good 1 to 2 second pause where I actually thought I got disconnected. And then air quote Sam said, "I'm a virtual assistant. Here's what I hear you're looking for. It's a great question." And I fucking lost my mind. I lost my goddamn mind. I hated every second of it because it was an AI bot for a company that's works at South Windsor, Connecticut. They got one fucking office and they have an AI bot answering their phone.
Well, Sam must be an acronym, right?
Like super automated mouthpiece.
Super automated Melanie.
Was
it a woman? Was it a man or a woman, Sam?
It was a girl. It was a girl's voice. And
I like how they use Sam because it's kind of mysterious.
They made her sound very real. And here's my prediction as a result, because I yelled at the AI bot. I said, "I want to talk to a fucking human." And then they connected me to a person. Humans are going to be cool again the minute all of your local fucking library branches and DoorDash, restaurants and all that. The minute every one of those is answered by an AI bot, humans are going to be, when you get a human, you're going to be so happy to talk to that human and have a real conversation.
Unless the human smells.
5 years from now, humans are cool again. That's my prediction. All right. That's all I got.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
That's Hazelnut Rawlis, Damien to his mom. I'm your analyst, Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float. We had a busy week this week. We got a busy week coming next week. We're going to do a new proxy countdown. We got to catch up from.
No. Yeah, we have to do more of them. I thought we were done after CII.
We have big plans. There's some rollout stuff happening and all sorts of stuff happening. So come back next week. Tune into more shows. We'll keep you informed. Until then, good. Bye.